And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about. We had our AEW Dynamite preview. We had our Thursday Night Wrestling preview, Ring of Honor, TNA Impact happening tonight. We had WWE failed Money to Make cash-ins, and we also had my top 10 successful WWE cash-ins. And without further ado, we're going to introduce our fifth and final segment, and I will let you guys enjoy your holiday. We're going to jump on into our Thursday night superstar spotlight. We're going to talk about Drew McIntyre. We're going to talk about, Drew Bloody McIntyre, mate. So, it should be pretty awesome. All right. So, Andrew McLeon Galloway the fourth was born June 6th, 1985. Obviously, his name's Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is a Scottish pro wrestler. He began his career in 2001. In the UK, he signed a developmental contract with WWE. In 2007, fought much like all the other successful wrestlers, much like you saw Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar. You saw them signing developmental contracts with OVW, the Ohio Valley Wrestling, also the FCW, the Florida Championship Wrestling. He was under the Chosen One. So when Drew McIntyre debuted to the WWE, he was something that was kind of out of this world, heavily pushed by Vince McMahon. Once again, not really the best way of tuning in or kind of becoming somebody who eventually becomes the most successful WWE champion of all time. Obviously, I love Drew McIntyre because he had so much pressure put on him. He had so much pressure because you had the pandemic happen. They were desperately searching for a light. They were desperately searching for a WWE participant who could kind of hang with this kind of insecurity. It's kind of like this because of this unprecedented sickness that was traveling global. It was a global phenomenon, the COVID-19 pandemic. And Drew McIntyre was given he was ultimately given the chance to kind of shine, to prove that he could hold the company on his own. And he did really freaking well. Did really well. I feel like he deserves another push. It's derailed once again because CM Punk feuding with him. I honestly did not want to see him feud with CM Punk. The way that it's unfolding right now, between him and Punk, it's working. I get it. It's cool and all. But maybe it might be my soft spot for Drew McIntyre. Maybe it might be my ability to kind of see through the BS. And I was like, dude, this guy needs to have a championship on him. I would love the World Heavyweight Championship on this guy more than Damian Priest. But obviously that wasn't a Triple H decision of giving Priest the money in the bank, kind of briefcase here. I think during that time it was still under Vince McMahon and stuff like that. But Drew McIntyre, he deserves to, he kind of deserves a lot, but this guy's a superstar internationally. And it's crazy how many wrestling promotions we're going to get into it right now. Drew McIntyre was on SmackDown 2009. He won the Intercontinental Championship. He won the WWE Tag Team Championships. In 2014, he asked and was granted his release from WWE. Drew Galloway debuted in 2014 to 2017. He worked across several promotions like TNA Impact and Insane Championship Wrestling. TNA, huge. When you had that, that beginning collaboration where you had Jordan Grace kind of come through the Forbidden Door to challenge Roxanne Perez for the WWE NXT Women's World Championship. A lot of superstars like Xavier Woods, who used to fight for TNA, and Drew Galloway, which fought for TNA, and he was very damn successful. He was great for TNA, 1,010%. So in 2017, Drew McIntyre returned at WWE NXT as Drew McIntyre, winning he did win the NXT championship within his tenure with WWE NXT. He debuted on WWE Raw in 2018. He made his official return. 2020, he won the Royal Rumble. He's had 2 WWE championship reigns. Obviously, what we just got done talking about, his World Heavyweight Championship reign. He's represented Scotland so damn well within wrestling. August 30th, 2014, he represented Scotland in WrestleZone and retained the Evolve Championship. May of 2015, he debuted in Lucha Libre. He wrestled in Preston City Wrestling. He wrestled in Westside Extreme Wrestling. He wrestled in AAW Professional Wrestling Redefined. He also wrestled in What Culture Pro Wrestling. That's crazy, man. This guy is one of those guys who has a deep passion for this religion, this whole this whole passion for professional wrestling. When WWE said no to him, and he was like, you know what, I'm out of here. I can be, he'd be really great somewhere else, and he did. He went out there, he gambled on himself, much like you kind of see what happened with Cody Rhodes. Eventually Cody Rhodes coming back to the WWE, much like Drew McIntyre did. And it was huge. It was huge. He betted on himself. He gambled on himself, ultimately coming out the victor. Drew McIntyre is one of the most prominent, definitely top 5 WWE superstars, all combined with Raw, SmackDown, and WWE NXT. He also, kind of cool thing, he earned his master's degree in criminology at Glasgow, Caledonian, University. I know I butchered that one up. So, kind of crazy. On this Thursday, on this beautiful 4th of July, I want to remind you guys that we are honoring Drew McIntyre on the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast. Definitely lucky to have him. He doesn't belong anywhere else than WWE. He's been around the world. Kind of cool, kind of sick. Love it. Well, guys, that's it for me. Hope you guys liked the show. Hope you guys are having an amazing 4th of July weekend. Like I said, remember to be safe, have fun, hold your loved ones tight, have great, JR barbecue and stuff like that. And honestly, now, thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast and the GSMC Sports Network. We also invite you guys to follow us on Twitter/X, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Like I always say, if I haven't made you a wrestling fan by now, we have Sam with baseball. During the summertime, it's mostly dominant. It's dominant baseball headlines, so I think that's kind of cool. Baseball finally getting some attention that it desperately needs. We still have a lot of other podcasts. We have the Chip Shot Football Podcast with my boy Manny. We have the GSMC Football Podcast with Kenny. We also have Women's Hoops and Heels, your one-stop shop for women's sports with Samantha. We also have the Andrew Tate Show. We also have oh my God, why do I always blank on his name? It's crazy. It's not Joey, Eric. It's not Joey. Although he kind of does look like a Joe. Kind of does. Oh, sorry, excuse me. We have Nelson with basketball. We have Chris with fantasy sports. And, Tommy. We have Tommy with college sports, college football podcast. Make sure you check that out. Well, guys, that's it for me. Stay beautiful. Hope you guys are having an amazing 4th of July.